the word YouTube and poet, Path of Exile together. I'm going to do a two-part video to break down my build. The last video I did had no sound to it. I'm just getting over being sick. So yeah, that's why I've been MIA for a couple days. But anyways, let's get down to it. I'm going to try to keep this as short and concise as possible. So I'm going to start with my skills. I'm using Elemental Conflux, which randomizes through the elements and gives me 72% increase more damage with the affected element. And then I've got +1 to all the elements and a 40% more skill effect duration. So it just prolongs how long I'm in that element. I'm using Frostbolt. This is probably one of the skills I use the most, if not the skill that I use the most. It'd be this and Frostbomb and Comet mostly. Anyways, so it's a projectile, 100% increased magnitude of chill inflicted, 20 more projectile damage after piercing an enemy. So it chills the ground 9 meters, 0.9 meters. Anyways, so I'm firing 2 additional projectiles, 8 occasionally, 20% chance. Oh, that's this skill. This is a seal, so instead of firing 3, I fire 6. And then sometimes instead of firing 8, I fire 16 because of the seal. 40% less cost because I'm spamming it, so it really is a drain on the mana. I've got about 1600 mana. And then cast speed. I'm using Frostbomb, 20% increased cold exposure effect pulse, and explosion radius are 2.5 meters about. And then the duration. So I increase the exposure effect. It has less recovery rate and twice as many uses. Or it takes longer to cool down, but I get 2 uses. Anyways, it's 30% less skill effect duration, just makes the bomb pop quicker. And then it has an increased slow magnitude. Because it takes so long to go off, I like it to slow things in its vicinity a little bit more to ensure that they take a little bit more of that damage. And then Comet. I have Echo, considered casting, cold and lightning penetration, because I'm a cold and lightning ice SORC, but I'm based on freeze, and then that critical damage bonus is 100%. Then I'm using Frost Wall to keep things off me. It's a little bit of damage mitigation, and it does damage as well, and it also helps me get things frozen a little bit quicker if you cast it right. Spell Cascade, Deep Freeze, Font of Mana, Ingenuity. I have charges on my Frost Wall, so using Ingenuity kind of allows me to just be able to cast that Frost Wall all the time, especially if I get in a dicey situation. And I'm using Cold Snap. This Cold Snap does really chunky damage, as you can see. So more area damage, less area effect, more chance of critical hit, up to 100%. Just so I crit eventually, and a lot of times you can just wait to use it, and then when you use it, you know it's going to be a crit. And then usually I only am cold snapping frozen enemies, so this helps me crit even more. Supported skills cause 50% more freeze buildup, and that's because if I cold snap a frozen enemy, it gives the enemies around it a chance to be frozen by it. I'm using Archmage, 8% of damage as extra lightning for every 100 max mana I have. And then I'm using Blasphemy, so I'm debuffing with Hypothermia and Conductivity. Lowers their lightning and cold resistance, and then this gives me a larger area effect. And then Arctic Armor. This skill I don't really need. I would love to swap this out with something, and I may in the future put it like Firewall just for the aesthetic of it, but we'll see. But anyways, I'm using it for now. More mana regeneration in it, knockback, and 100% chance of blind enemies. Because I am using evasion, so that just makes it so if I get hit, they probably aren't going to hit me again. And that really actually goes into this build quite well, and I'll show you why on my skill tree. So for starters, I jumped this tree, and I'm over into evasion and energy shield on this side because they come together. So there's all this. And then these big nodes are really important. So this is a frost node here for freeze buildup and chill magnitude. Very important for this build. And then also up here into this frost node, freeze buildup, cold skills, resistance. And in the beginning, until about level 70, you want to just start off, take these nodes, but just go straight up the tree. Just go straight up the tree, keep you in the damage so you never struggle through any point in the game until you have enough that you can take this out and reclaim those points when you get over here. But anyways, yeah. So then, you know, that's it. That's a huge evasion energy shield increase. This gives me 50% increased evasion if my recharge has started, my energy shield recharge has started in the past 2 seconds. And 30% increased evasion when I have energy shield. And then this one, 20% increased energy shield if I haven't been hit recently. And then I got some movement speed. This down here is just some cast, some skill speed and mana regeneration. Mana regeneration with that frost bolt is very important. Also, so this is very important too. So normally you'd be going like this, like I said. And then I'm spec'd over here to be able to apply additional curse because I am using 2 curses. This is just mana regeneration down here. This is also important. It increases the area effect of my curse and the effect of the curse. And it also gives me a 30% increase, reduced movement speed on what I curse because I have 2 curses. And then this is pretty standard stuff for a lot of sorcerers. You want to spec over here into the 3% increased spell damage per 100 maximum mana. My build is very intel and spirit heavy. So yeah, this is kind of a bummer because it increased the mana cost of your skills, but you know, it is what it is. For the damage, you don't want to be struggling. And then this is very important. So 20% increased freeze buildup, but hits ignore non-negative elemental resistances of frozen enemies. So when I freeze things, they have no resistance. Super important. And then freeze buildup, and then 50% increased damage with hits against frozen enemy. So again, when I freeze things, super important. And then I've got these gem sockets. You know, this one is energy shield, critical hit chance, regeneration, and penetration. Cold damage, critical hit chance, chill duration, penetration. And then this one is cast speed, penetration, and a little bit of stun threshold. So anyways, you see that I have quite a bit of penetration in this build. The rest of this is just energy shield and energy shield recharge rate. This is cast speed here. And then this is all damage. Now, so this is another very important part of my build. I just went over here to get this cold penetration. So I'm penetrating pretty hard. Pause. But I am. And they really aren't showing very much resistance to me, especially once they're frozen. And then I'm spec'd over here. So increased damage against enemies affected by ailments. So that's what? 12, 36 there, and another 24, 36, 24. 36 and 24 is 60. And then here's another part of my build that also helps within the Stormweaver. So I'm doing this for survivability. I'm not getting whacked nearly as hard as I am now with energy shield and evasion. and I am in game. I'm running T15 maps pretty easily. This build's a little bit slower than, it's slower than Lightning Fireball for sure. But I play a lot. I do a lot of playing by myself anyway, so it's just fun for me. Everybody likes to move at their own pace. This build is the pace for me. And now here's another important part. So there's an increased chill duration, but this node, targets can be affected by 2 of my chills at the same time. And then my chills can slow targets by up to a maximum of 35%. So I'm inflicting less chill magnitude, but that doesn't matter. I'm slowing targets, and they can be affected by 2 chills. So when they're affected by those 2 chills, I'm actually getting double damage from this. So instead of that 60, I'm getting 120 because I've got 2 chills on them. So I've got 2 chills, 2 debuffs, and once I freeze them, there's no resistance there. So, that damage, the damage is legit, definitely, for this build. And then on this side, it just, exposure I inflict lowers the resistance an additional 20%. So with this build, these monsters really, really have no resistances to me. Never anything I have to worry about. And then this is more evasion rating, energy shield, and then reduce effective curses. I am going into damage now more, and I just want this critical increased damage bonus. And then let's go to my gears. So, like I said, I'm Spirit and Intel. So, I'm using this Spirit Pandemonium Cry Stoic Scepter, and it's got mana on it. Right? Spirit and Intel. And then I have Spirit on my amulet. I'm not wearing a Spirit chest, even though I do have a Spirit chest. I just haven't worked it in this build quite yet because it doesn't have the resistances on it I'd like it to have. So I'm looking for a new piece. But it also has tons of evasion on it. So I'm sitting pretty chunky on this evasion as a sorceress. I haven't seen any sorceress, I don't think, use evasion to mitigate damage. And at the end of the day, I actually might switch back. I probably will switch back after I finish this last freaking trial. Just because then I can just get way, way more mana. And my damage can come out of my mana, and I'd be sitting on probably 10, maybe almost 14k mana. And I just don't see anything melting that with a little bit of other damage mitigation and max resistances. And then this shield, very important. So I corrupted it, and I was able to roll over. It was 8% increased spell damage per 10 spirit, and I corrupted it, and I got 13. So right now I'm sitting on 360 spirit. So that's 13 times 36, which is what? What's 13 times 3 is 39. So 390. And then there's still 6 more times 13. 390, 6 times 13 is 78. 390 and I don't know. I'm mad. Let me just find my calculator real quick. Even though I do think I was doing it right, I just don't want to keep the order of the numbers in my brain right now because I'm thinking about other stuff. So what is that? Let's do that again. 36 times 13. 13 times 36, 468. So 468% damage increase. Plus with these gloves is another 114. So that's 582 increased damage right there, just between those two things. Not to mention the increased damage that I also get from my intel, which is, what was it, 3 per 100? So 3 times 15. 3 times 15 I know is 45, so sitting on 627 increased damage. So again, it holds up. And the rest of the stuff, I just wanted elemental resistances on it and mana, right, for damage. So little rarity there, big evasion here, fire lightning, cold fire, cold lightning. And then these have all resistances on them. So pretty budget build, nothing too crazy. I am sitting on max resistances. I got 12 chaos resistance, something I'm still working on. You know, a lot of people work on that. But I'm at about an estimated 70% chance to evade. Again, that's decent. Way over 50 or 65%, which was my initial goal. Now I'm gonna see if I could, get to 75. And then this runs T15s, no problem. I'll go ahead and juice this map a little bit. Just give it a little bit of juice. Nothing too saucy, some light work. I'm gonna be so salty if I go into this video file and this audio is not recording. In the future, I guess I should run test videos, huh? Hey, meteor. Where is it? Oh, wait. Oh, here it is. Whoa. Okay. I really like using this build just because I don't see a lot of people with it. I put it together myself, and yeah, it works. Yeah, so usually for clearing mobs, I'm just using frostbolt, nothing too crazy. A lot of times I don't pull out the comet, or I mean I use frostwall and I use frostbomb pretty intermittently when I'm running around like this. But I just generally don't tend to use a lot of comet, and it's just because it takes so long to cast. But when I fight bosses, once I freeze them, I definitely start using that comet. Yeah, the frost bomb and the frost bolt, even the unique monsters that are running around on the map, you know, it's enough for them. I want to step up. I was gonna say I wanted to stand next to that dude and see if he hits me, but Big thing why I might not switch evasion in the end is because of a lot of these range, high dexterity shooting mobs. They just attack so fast and they have range. They interrupt your spell casting all the time, which is something that I've said in past videos and live streams. But I don't really understand why that is and why it is that when you have energy shield, you're even getting hit and your spell interrupted at all. When you have any energy shield left at all. You would think there would be a shield blocking that physical attack, but you know, like slams I get that you can't evade, and stun slams, you know, that makes sense. But it still shouldn't be doing damage to you until your energy shield is gone. So yeah, I don't know. And the secondness, you know, even if you take your energy shield takes damage, in the secondness, you lose honor, and I think that's like really kind of weird, because I would think that the physics of energy shield would be that as long as you're surrounded by that bubble of energy, nothing can physically touch you. But now poison and bleeds make sense, right? If you have energy shield, you can still bleed, and that's coming directly out of your life. That makes sense. Or if you're poisoned, you still be poisoned, and that comes directly out of your life. That makes sense. But the physical damage in where it like staggers you and knocks you out of your casting, I don't understand. It is what it is, though. You know, I found a solution around it. This is kind of how life is. Okay, I need to watch and make sure. Oh, no. This ain't good. Woo! I did not want to get stuck in the corner with that chaos stuff, my guy. Oh, and there's this lobber dude who makes these puddles on the ground. Okay. I need to start moving back forward now.
There is power in this
Oops,
object.
what am I doing?
I can feel it.
Oh, that's the boss, I'm guessing. Go down here and kill these other two little minis. Ooh. Wait, or is this the boss? I think that's the boss, actually. Whoops. Well, let me run back up here. Hopefully this video is not too long. Oh, man, I was so bummed. Yeah, the other video I made was like 20 minutes, 24 minutes or something like that. And I didn't even run anything in it. But then I was like, there's no sound. What's going on? I gotta remember that. What do you call that thing? The rift? Breach. The breach is up there. Oh, snaps! No, bruh. Wow. Okay. Bruh. Oh, here we go. Please get out of the way. Damn, I'm just like getting locked into spell casting. I can't move. Die quietly. Now I'm gonna go run and do that breach. I was gonna try to kill the boss with just frost bomb just to see. I've never tried it before because I just have skills that do so much more damage than that. But it actually looked like it may even be plausible with this build, which is nuts. Plus, all the bosses on my map actually are... They're at least +2 or 3, I'm pretty sure. Damn, where is the breach? It's over here somewhere, isn't it? I think it's over here. Or is it up? Oh no, I was right. Right where I said it was. Oh, snaps. No. Oh! I was not ready. I was so not ready. Oh my god. Am I in? I'm gonna die at this rate. Bro. Move, dude. Oh my god. I just rolled into the corner so hard, dude. No, that's totally doable as long as I'm not being stupid like I was. That's totally doable. Oh, wow. GG's.